one of the most exciting things about where we at right now, especially as this new generation, is that we have the power to actually do this thing ourselves. We're not looking at other people to come and like um, take what happens. And I'm talking as far as like record deals and all that kind of stuff. But we actually have the right to come and say, listen, this is what we have, this is what we can do, this is where we're trying to go. So how can you guys either assist us, or how can you guys either like put us in a better position or whatever? Whereas back in the day it was like, listen, this is the record deal that's there, you don't leave it. But now times have actually changed because of the whole digital space that we live in. So I'm excited to have this chat.
That's awesome. Noting what you have just said, you talked about the new type of record deals, right? Where creatives and artists are coming in and labels are saying, look, let's partner. We want to help you do what you're doing right now. Can you please explain what the publishing deal and recording deal looks like in our African context and in current times?
So unfortunately, when it comes to publishing, it's pretty much your masters. Whoever owns the masters is the ones who owns the content. And we're in an IP business. Intellectual property is the best business right now, and a lot of record labels are taking advantage of that. So a lot of people are getting into 360 deals, where they give up their publishing, right? And the record label basically takes that content, they put it into different spaces, and they monetize, and then they give you a little percentage of it because they've used their resources mainly. So that's publishing. There's also licensing, which is mainly revolved around content. So I think the most important thing is a lot of the deals are involved around content. Whoever content is the one who owns the majority of the deal. And we're in a space now where that's been the model, especially in Africa. Everything has just been publishing, licensing. And a lot of us unfortunately don't own our own publishing and licensing.
All right, that's great. Guys, if you can hear me, Blahtee said this is an open space for conversation. So chip in, ask questions. If you have a personal problem that you are facing with your journey, this is the perfect time for you to bring it out on the table so that we can help each other with solutions.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How's it going?
I'm good. My name is Ane Unu. I'm a songwriter and composer mostly. I don't do much of the actual singing myself.
Yeah.
My question, so you're talking about publishing as far as the question of owning the masters.
Yeah.
I know that there's like what are called performance royalties and mechanical royalties, where like I feel like the performance royalty is more about the masters, and then I feel there's a separate thing which I'm not really clear on about who owns the rights to the composition itself as opposed to the recording. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how does one, like, because I know there's songwriters that get publishing deals where their compositions are protected, but I've never really been able to understand in our context what that looks like to protect the composer and songwriter.
The composer. Okay, so what happens is that when you finish writing a song, finish producing a song, right? You guys do split sheets, right? Split sheet is basically the paper where you guys are now confirming who owns what. So the recording aspect of it has got two sides, like you mentioned. One is the melody side. The other side is the composition side, which is the lyrics, the words, the person who actually wrote it. And that's the composer aspect of it, right? So the producer is the one who normally then takes 100%. And if he's done it by himself, he is titled to that 100%. Whereas if someone has come in and played guitar, someone has come and added keys or whatever, they then get a piece of that 100%. But with the composer aspect of it, you then split the song according to how you've written it. So if you've got 5-10 people who've written the song. You guys actually sit down and you decide yourself. And one of the issues that we're having, the reason that aspect hasn't been very clear is because a lot of guys haven't been doing split sheets. If I can just actually ask here, like, who's actually like seen a live split sheet after they finished working the record?
I have personally.
You have, yeah. So with the split sheets, it's now you keep your own version. You keep your own copy, and they keep their own copy. Now, the advantage we have this side in South Africa, I'm not sure how it actually works. That side, but it should be the same thing. We've got an organization called SAMRO, which is the South African Music Rights Organization, and they're the ones who really now make sure that composers get their money. So as soon as the record is done and the notification of works is handed in to SAMRO, when the mechanical royalties and the performance royalties then start coming in, SAMRO actually makes sure that wherever your song is then recorded in the system, you get your share of that money. So I don't know if someone can educate me on what organizations take care of publishing administration that side in Ghana or in Nigeria.
In Ghana.
Because I know radio plays a big thing, but the question is, are people actually getting paid royalties that side of the world?
Well, just adding up to what you said, I think it's important for creatives to understand that, rights, these rights, they are bundled up. They are bundles of rights. For example, the composition rights they exist as a bundle, and the sound recording rights also exist as a bundle. And since you're a songwriter, like you said, performance royalties, mechanical royalties, the rights to derivatives, and the sync rights also are blanketed in the same bundle of rights. So whatever you're putting down on the split sheet to say that you own 25% of the song, that means you own 25% of a pie, of the song pie, as in you own 25% of the ingredients making the pie, those bundles of making the pie. That means you own 25% of the performance royalties, the mechanical, 25% of the mechanical royalties as well, 25% of the sync, 25% of the derivatives. Why am I saying this? Because today I had a chat with one of the creatives that I know, and she wanted help with filling in split sheets from SAMRO.
Split sheet, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing that we have to understand that is music is very dynamic in terms of time and in terms of location. I'm very aware of how the split sheets from BMI and SCAP, look like and how they do it that side. But it's different with SAMRO, and these are the things that I feel like these are the things that should urge us as Africans to come together, and share this information. And this information, it's vital for us to know what our local markets are.
And just to add on to that, I know another issue that's been happening right now, and it's still kind of like a pending issue. Just to bring it back to like Zimbabwe, right? Zimura are there, and they've got their office there. I think it's in Avondale, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me, but the last time I checked, the office is in Avondale. Yeah. What's happening with Zimura is that a lot of people, right, are not actually registering their works with Zimura. And the reason they're not registering, right, may be twofold. Either one, because they're actually aware that the registrations are not paying, or people just don't actually know what the process is. So, we actually need to put these guys to task, because for as long as we're not registering or we're not asking questions, they're not going to actively now make an effort to make sure that we're getting paid.